So Dr. Heavenly set the net ablaze with one teeny tiny photograph. And we're going to talk about the importance of it and investigate and dissect and speculate, because you know that's our favorite thing to do. And we got to talk a little bit about an unpleasant encounter that someone had with Miss Kenya Moore. So let's get into the news. All right. So Dr. Heavenly posted this about 2 days ago. It said, "Who is ready for another season of Married to Medicine?" And then she puts in the hashtags Dr. Heavenly, Dr. Jackie, Dr. Simone, Quad, Toya, Black Girls Rock, Team Daddy. Okay. Now, upon first glance at this photo, you're kind of like, oh, wait. Obviously, there is no Dr. Contessa and no Anila. So I had to kind of scroll down into the comments and sort of see if she answered any questions about why they weren't there. So someone said, "Only if there's new storylines. You and Dr. Scott fighting is played out." So Dr. Heavenly says, "That's been over." Now, another commenter said this, and I thought this was interesting. "No Anila or Dr. Contessa this time around." And Dr. Heavenly says, "I didn't say that. But you also did not post them in the photograph." Now, here's the thing. It could be just that, she ain't really messing with Dr. Contessa like that. So that would make sense based on where we saw them in last season. But we did know that she was cool with Anila, unless they somehow fell out over the course of the break as well. However, I did some sizing for myself because I said, you know what? Why would she cut these two people out of the photo? All right. Why cut them out? So I said, you know what? Maybe it was, again, a sizing issue. So I went and I found a picture from the season 8 reunion, because that's where this photo was taken from. And I was like, oh, if you size it correctly, it's everybody fits in the photo. If you switch up the size, everyone almost fits into the photo. And so you have to adjust it just a wee bit. And then you get the finished product that we have on her page. Now, here's the other thing. Dr. Heavenly is very, very smart. Okay? Very, very smart. It would be interesting to me if this were a way of testing out what audiences felt like a cast that looked like this might feel like for the fans if she posted it. Just a thought. I mean, listen, I could be way off base here. And again, I'm speculating. I am speculating upon speculations. However, these speculations seem warranted given that about 2 weeks ago or so, we get the Hollywood Reporter article that states that a VP from NBC Universal has stated that Married to Medicine is going to have a great season 10, a big shakeup, can't tell you yet. Okay? So then you have the idea that Miss Phaedra Parks is going to be joining, and it's been revealed that she has been asked, approached. But at the time when the news came out, Dr. Heavenly said when she spoke to Phaedra, she had not signed on the dotted line yet. So my question is, are Dr. Contessa and Anila out? Okay? And how do you feel about that? I personally like Dr. Contessa. I would love to continue to follow their story. I would have loved to also have seen a bit more about how she and Dr. Scott worked their way back together, because we really didn't get a lot of follow-up with that. It kind of felt like it was one of those situations where they did the work off camera and refused to look back. And maybe that was best for their marriage, but in terms of the viewing audience, I felt like we could have used a bit more, information about how that worked out. In terms of Anila, I think overall Anila is a good character. But I do feel like there were some instances where maybe she wasn't as authentic as I think that she could have been. I don't know. That's just my general impression. And then if you take out, who is going to be the person that Toya, goes a couple of rounds with outside of Quad? Who's going to be the person that Dr. Heavenly goes a couple of rounds with outside of Toya? How does Phaedra fit into this mix? So let me know what you guys think about this. Of course, again, speculation. Okay, speculation. I readily admit that. But something about this photo is screaming at not just me, but other people as well. Okay, so I just want to send that message out as well. Let's move right on along because we need to discuss Kenya Moore. All right, so our girl Kenya Moore at BravoCon, apparently she ran into Guerdy from the Real Housewives of Miami. Now, many of you guys, if you don't watch Miami, Guerdy is literally first of all, she serves with the fashions. She's an event stylist, and I love everything that she gives. However, she does tell the Page Six virtual reality podcast that she had one encounter at BravoCon that kind of broke her soul in a way because she says she fixes crowns. She says this, and maybe it wasn't shady on purpose because we were so all over the place, but I saw Kenya and I'm like, oh my God, Kenya, hi. And she goes, oh, hi. Which show are you on again? Like that. And so Guerdy says, I was like, okay, ma'am, moving right along. Okay, queen. But the way she said it, it was kind of like, hey, be nice, So then Guerdy continues and says, even though the altercation or the run-in wasn't as the way she would have liked it to have been, she does say, I love Real Housewives of Atlanta. Of course, I think she's a queen. I mean, she is a queen. She's amazing. So it was a little disappointing that was the response. But all good in my hood. Trust me. Listen, honey. Onward always. So, it's interesting because that could be one of those situations where it's like a lot of things could be happening all at one time and her attentions could have been elsewhere. So it does stand to reason that maybe she would think, oh, wait, I know you're here and you're on a show. Which show is it again? Don't tell me. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it could have been one of those situations because, you're not going to know everybody, but it also could have been a little bit of shade. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I'm interested in hearing your thoughts about this. And, of course, the Married to Medicine tea, because obviously they're about to start filming. So we need to get the entire tea on who's coming back and who's being added. All right. I have some suggestions, but I kind of think that we could leave the current cast, bring in Phaedra to test her, and then see if we need to get rid of somebody. You know what I'm saying? The more, the merrier right now. All right. Because if you can have 8 cast members on Beverly Hills, you could definitely have it on Married to Medicine. Bump up that budget.